Ethiopia, a country on the rise for economic glory, a country of many cultures, people, and customs. Today, Ethiopia has some of the best demographics in the world. No Western nation can come against this rising country.
In 1896, Italy invaded Ethiopia. However, reforming ruler Menelik II was ready. In the late 1800s, Menelik began modernizing his country. He imported the latest weapons and officers from Europe to help train his army. The Battle of Adwa in 1996, the Ethiopians smashed the Italian invaders, making Ethiopia the only free nation aside from Liberia.
The Italians wanted Ethiopia for national glory and access to the Red Sea, allowing them to trade with Asian countries.
On October 3, 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia for a second time. The League of Nations was against this invasion, but it did nothing to stop it. The Italian invaders won against the poorly trained Ethiopian army. During World War II, Italy was driven out by the French, British, Belgian, and Ethiopian forces. The major Ethiopian ethnic groups are Oromo, Amhara, Somali, and Tigray.
Oromo people take up 42% of the population, while Amhara people take up 33% of the population.
In the first Italian invasion, Menelik II had updated the country with roads, bridges, and a Western school system. He also imported the latest weapons and hired Europeans to train his army. When the Italian army arrived, the Ethiopians were ready with up-to-date weapons and war tactics. Ethiopia smashed Italy in the first invasion.
In 1940, when Ethiopia was under Italian control, they sought help from European powers such as Britain, France, and Germany. With their help, they forced Italy out of Ethiopia and regained independence.
Italy didn't treat Ethiopia very well. In February 1937, the Ethiopians, loyal to their emperor, attempted a coup d'etat. General Rodolfo Graziani ordered the Italian army to decimate the population. Some estimates place a total number of Ethiopian deaths at approximately 250,000. Italy became the first nation ever cited for crimes against humanity by the United Nations War Crime Commission. In early 1941, Haile Selassie, who should have been the Ethiopian emperor if it wasn't for the Italians, arrived in Ethiopia with the British. Upon his restoration, he ensured the protection of Italian prisoners and civilians in his dominions. In 1947, Italy signed a treaty acknowledging its wrongdoings in Ethiopia and pledged to pay $35 million in reparations. Following the Second World War, Britain recognized Ethiopia's full independence.
Ethiopia's capital city, its future. But in the countryside, you see the real Ethiopia, its vast, open land with the scarcity of water. And you see thousands of workers working in the fields to make a living every day. But their pay is very less. Now, an agricultural revolution is occurring in Ethiopia. Today lies a new processing plant near the capital city, allowing a higher price for farmers because the beans can be exported. Ethiopia, a country on the rise for economic glory. As you can see, Ethiopia's population is still very young. The majority of people are still under the age of 15. In the coming years, Ethiopia will have a working capital that no country can match.
Ethiopia has the 6th fastest growing economy in the world. 2.5 million people have been lifted out of poverty over the past 5 years. The inflation rate has been falling from 33% in 2011 to 15.8% in October of 2012. With an economy growing so fast, Ethiopia is destined for success in the near future.